What's going on, guys? DLegend here. Today we are going to be showcasing some of the cards that we are grading with PSA. We have 75 cards in total, so we're going to go through them one at a time real quick here. For some of them we'll go through the conditions and some of them we won't. Just depends on the quality of the card, I guess. And yeah, I don't want to make this video too long either, obviously. So these cards are going out on the 30th of September, and they're going to go with the bulk TCG submission tier, so $15 per card, and it should take about a month, I would say, maybe five to 6 weeks to complete, just based off my previous experiences in the last little while. Lots of bangers, lots of variety, lots of Pokemon, lots of Yu-Gi-Oh, lots of, and then some Dragon Ball and some Lorcana and stuff like that, and One Piece as well. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'm gonna enjoy taking a look at some of these cards, and hopefully we get some good grades back. So first and foremost, we have some Pokemon cards for Ben Hull, my boy from the UK. Looks clean, this Mew EX. This is from the Ultra Premium Collection, of course. Miraidon from the Elite Trainer Box for Scarlet and Violet. And then Koraidon, another promo from the Elite Trainer Box. This is the Pokemon Center version, by the way. And same with this one. We also have a Snorunt, special illustration rare, I believe they're called, or yeah, I think they're called SIRs, no, or illustration rares, art rares, or whatever they're called. Iron Moth, a Steelix. I expect most of these to do really well because they are modern Pokemon cards. I'm not going to take a super close look at any of them because I don't think any of them are insanely high in value. A Lucario V-Star. I'm going to have to take this out of the packaging as well, of course. We also have a Kingdra EX. This one is from the new Shrouded Fable collection boxes. Pretty cool card. I like this art style. But I really like this Greninja EX. Looks awesome. And this card is like a $200 PSA 10 promo. Might drop to like 150 or 125 at some point in time and put it for a promo. That is pretty crazy. A Mew EX. This is the metal version from the Ultra Premium Collection. Looks good to me, so not gonna take a super close look at that one either. A Snorlax from the Pokemon Center. Pokemon 151 ETB. With the stamp there, of course. Next, those are for Ben, so I think he has 13 cards in total there. Next up, we have a Pikachu. This is a Scarlet Violet promo. Him versus Charizard, and of course they did release a new version of these. Same card, except different artwork. Recently with the World's 2024 Championships. And they were handing those out to people at Toys R Us and GameStop and stuff like that, so pretty cool. This is a Pikachu level 12 from Platinum, and this card did get a PSA 9 last time we graded it, but he cracked it and he's trying to resub it. There's just that little tiny nick there. Otherwise, it's a very clean PSA 9, so hoping for the 10 this time around. We'll see how it goes. Got a Chansey, another nice looking art rare. Eevee ×2, both look really good, and I think there's supposed to be like some Eevee lore behind this, where each of them is supposed to become one of the evolutions. So you guys let me know which ones you think are going to become Espeon, Umbreon, Flareon, etc. And then we have a whole whack load of Greninja EXs. I'm not going to go through each and every one of them, but he's got 9 of these in total. And hopefully they all get 10s, but if not all, hopefully some of them. Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. This is the D23 Collector's Box promo. One of the 6 promos in that set, I believe. I never picked any of those up. I kind of wish I did because they are pretty cool, but also did not want to spend exuberant amounts of money on a set of promos that like are not that limited. Really cool card though. And then Mickey Mouse Playful Sorcerer. I really like this card. This is a D23 promo, like an actual D23 promo, not from a box set or anything like that. Love the hollow foil pattern on this. We'll take a look at one of them a bit closer maybe, just because they do look spectacular. And the hollow is amazing on these. It's like an enchanted foiling essentially, but it looks so good. Hopefully these both get 10s for him. Very clean cards and very high quality considering they are promos and not just things thrown into packs. So we got 2 of those. These are pretty expensive, so I'm not sure if they will, they're probably gonna get upcharged past the $200 per card range or declared value limit. That's for Disco. And next up, we are moving on to stuff for YuGiOh. So YuGiOh is a longtime friend of mine and great guy. He's got a Monkey D. Luffy from OPO 5. This is a secret rare. I don't know, I took a look at that one specifically. Probably should not have, because he's got some other really big cards and they are going to be worth taking a look at. So we have a Shining Charizard from Pokemon, I want to say Neo Destiny or something. I literally don't remember. I just put this on in the spreadsheet too for Pokemon. I mean for the PSA submission, but very cool card. I think it's pretty clean. And I don't know if this is his card or if it's for a friend, but ooh, like looks like a tiny little something going on there, but otherwise it looks pretty darn good. Back of the card looks solid as well. There's like a little bit of, like, you can kind of tell right there at the top edge here. And then maybe a little touch there as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if this got maybe a little touch of edge wear right around there as well, but would not be surprised if this got an 8 or a 9, but I don't think it will qualify as a 10. Nice card regardless. And then he's got some insane Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well, so we're gonna take a pretty good look at some of these. Not all of them, because again, I won't have time for everything, but DD Crow from Strike of Neos, first edition, awesome card. Very, very playable. We also have the entire set of Exodia from the Ultimate Beginners Pack. So this is awesome. I'm gonna be submitting them in the order that they were released essentially. So they're set order 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm not gonna try and make a grade prediction for each of these, but it would be awesome if they did get consecutive certs and the same grade for all of them. Again, I'm not sure if this is his or for his friend. But yeah, banger set, really cool set. Probably one of the more rare sets of Exodia that exist out there, other than like LOB and I guess the Starlight Exodias. Exodia pieces from Battles of Legend, Crystal Revenge. This is a Blue Eyes White Dragon LOB, but it's not, it's like an original print copy, so it's not like one of the reprint ones or anything like that. Has a little tiny thing there going on, but look at that. Very, very nice looking at a copy. Very, I mean, it's glossy, of course, because it's Unlim. But that looks really good for an Unlim card from 2002. I genuinely think that this will probably get a PSA 9, if not a 10. Like, there's a chance that it gets a 10 because this is such a tiny little thing. So hoping for the 10 there. That corner looks a little strange, but it looks like a pretty solid card. So OG print looks great. Let's keep going here. So we have a Red Nova Dragon next. Ultimate Rare from Star Strike Blast. Really nice card, but again, not one of the craziest cards in this sub, so I'm not even going to take a super close look at it. Thinking that this, if it's clean on the back, as it looks right now, should get a 10. Centering is really solid. Junk Berserker, this one looks a little off-centered right to left, so I think this will probably get the 9. unless everything else is perfect with it. But there are some alti stamps going on here, like some hard stamping there. So I'm going to leave a comment to PSA, and hopefully they recognize that that is just a factory process rather than damage to the card. Levier the Sea Dragon, beautiful card as well. From Generation Force. I had one of these in first ed at one point in time as well, and I did sell it raw because I was like, there's no point in grading it. But I guess if this is for his personal collection, all the power to him, because this is a beautiful card. Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, another gorgeous card. Love the Galaxy Eyes cards from Zexal. So there's a little bit of something going on up there and there, I guess, but and down there. So I don't think this will get like better than, and I guess all around the edges actually. So I don't know if this will get much better than a 7 or 8 at the very, very best, but we'll see how it goes. A number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon from Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. This one looks a lot more clean, and I think that indent there is just on the card saver or the sleeve rather than the card itself. So yeah, let me just shift it over just so we can kind of see a bit better. Yeah, it's definitely on the, let's just see real quick. Yeah, it's on the card saver. So, Bujinki Amaterasu, another great card from Zexal. Looks clean to me. Emergency Teleport, first ed Duelist Genesis. We're gonna have to take a closer look at this one because this is a pretty sweet card. Look at that alti texturing. Looks pretty incredible. And of course, first ed Duelist Genesis, literally can't go wrong with that. Why not grade that? There's going to be a set collector out there that is trying to finish off Duelist Genesis in first ed. And this is a perfect way to do it. A few more cards for YuGiOh here. We got another banger, Ancient Fairy Dragon. This one's in first edition. And as you YuGiOh collectors know, there are just some sets that are just insanely hard to find in first ed because look at that. That's amazing. Very, very, very hard to find in first ed just simply because they were only, they only came in tins versus booster boxes. And so hopefully this does very well at PSA. Of course, there's the alti stamp there, but again, it's not damage. And hopefully the graders recognize that. But this one's probably a 9 just because it's off-centered left to right. Very clean, very minty otherwise. But even a 9 for this card is so nice. All right, we are moving on to a set of Queens, Kings, and Jacks Knight. I love these collector's rares. I think they are some of the best collector's rares out there in terms of like just how good they look. I hate the prismatic collector's rares, to be honest with you, that they released in Rarity Collection 1 and onwards, and Rarity Collection 2. Not a fan of those whatsoever. These collector's rares are where it's at in terms of texturing and everything else, so these are beautiful. I have a set myself in PSA 10, consecutive search, thankfully, and hoping to get the same here for YuGiOh. Ryza the Storm Monarch, Force the Breaker, first edition. Amazing card. One of the more iconic monarchs. And this thing looks good, man. Just look at that. Beautiful card. Not sure if there's something going on up top there. No, it looks pretty good, actually. I'm thinking this is a PSA 10 worthy card. Centering is pretty solid. I mean, top to bottom is ever so slightly off, but I think it could potentially pull off a 10. And that is it for YuGiOh. So let's see how those do. Next up, we have 4 cards for Oblix Blue. And this is a Great Moth from Metal Raiders. Looks pretty good. First ed Metal Raiders. Ooh, a little bit of a pin dent there, so I'm not sure how that'll do. Otherwise, the card looks pretty solid. For a card that came out in 2000 and I want to say 2002, 2003, looks pretty darn good to me. So, great moth. Very nice card. I don't actually know how much a PSA 10 Great Moth would go for, but I don't know if this one would get a 10 because of that little pin dot or that little indent type situation going on the back there. Next up, we have a Triggered Summon from Force the Breaker. Very nice card as well. That texturing is beautiful, featuring, of course, Celtic Guardian and Battle Ox. So very, very cool artwork. Love that. Soul of Fire from Force the Breaker as well. Look at that amazing texturing as well, and that hollow foil. Looks sweet. Andro Sphinx from the exclusive pack. These are usually pretty clean out of the pack, so I'm assuming that's where he got one of these from, and I'm assuming he just wants it for his personal collection. So that's awesome. That's everybody's... No, actually, that's not everything. What am I saying? I have a whole another stack right here, so we're going to go through them one at a time. This is for my brother, actually. So we got a Son Goku. This is like the ghost rare from the new Dragon Ball Fusion World stuff. This thing looks really solid. And he pulled this out of one booster box, which is absolutely nuts. He had a pretty hot streak at one point in time where he pulled that Boa, what's it called? Boa Hancock from One Piece, OP07 in manga rare. And then he pulled this like literally right after. So he is on a hot streak in terms of TCGs right now. And this card is very, very clean, pack fresh, of course, and high card quality from Bandai. So should get a pretty easy PSA 10. This one will definitely get upcharged if it gets a 10. I'm sure it will get a 10, so I'm assuming we'll see a fat upcharge on this one. But very clean card, pack fresh, like I said. So that's for my brother. And this is also for my brother. He actually, so I gifted him an OP08 One Piece box for his birthday. And he ended up pulling this as one of his alt arts from the set. This is a special rare, I think it's called, but really cool texturing on it too. And he just wanted it graded for his personal collection. I can't believe I got my brother into collecting again properly, so pretty cool. This one does have a tiny little like nick or white dot there, unfortunately. And then the rest of the card is pretty good, but there's some weird like card cutting stuff going on with English One Piece. Can't really tell, but like right there, it looks like it's whitening, but it's really not. It's just like the way the card was cut, and it's kind of strange. And even like up here, you can kind of tell. Generally speaking, if you take some masking tape and like rub it over, it kind of gets rid of most of it, but I couldn't get rid of some of this stuff, so it is what it is. I'm not sure how this one will do. It might get a 9, but we'll see. Next up, we got my cards finally. We have a Rayquaza VMAX. This one is from Evolving Skies. It's the secret rare, one of the secret rares of this specific card. I love this card. I think it looks great. I love Rayquaza in general, so hoping this one gets a 10. I know it's ever so slightly off-centered right to left, but I think it's still within 60-40, so it should be fine. This isn't a super expensive card by any means. I think it's like under $100 in the PSA 10. Maybe exactly $100, something like that. But yeah, I really like this card, so I'm happy to have finally picked up a raw copy and to finally be able to grade one. Let's not waste too much more time here. Let's keep going. We have a Lugia V-Star. This card is awesome. I pulled this myself out of one of those heavy hitter premium collection boxes, and I did very well out of that because we did pull an alt art as well. So this is a pack fresh card. Should get a PSA 10 with no issues. Like beautiful, beautiful quality. Probably gonna keep it for my personal collection because it's pretty cool looking secret rare, and it's like one of the first V-Star cards out there, so, and one of the last, I guess, because they kind of got rid of it. Next we have a Rodom V. This one is also one of the cards that I pulled out of that one heavy hitters collection box, which is pretty cool because you don't really get multiple hits out of a box like that from Costco. It's pack fresh, it's minty. It should get a PSA 10. And this one I will probably sell, to be honest with you. If it does come back to 10, it should come back to 10. It's modern Pokemon, like I said, so Yeah, I wish I got this during the alt art craze, like literally a couple months ago, because that would have been a good time to just sell this raw. But I think it's time to grade it before selling it. Next, I have a Greninja EX. I'm not going to go over this one either because it's very clean and there's like a million copies of these in the submission, so no point in really going over every single copy of them. But it should get a 10 as well. Next up, this card I pulled literally just opening up a random 151 box that I had. It had no seal on it, by the way. Bought it from my boy YuGiOh on Instagram, and I finally decided to rip it open. And here we are, Charizard SAR, Secret Special Art Rare, I think it's called in Japanese. But looks fantastic. The texturing on this is so much better than the English version in my opinion. It is slightly cheaper than the English version in PSA 10, but I think it should. I think it's a pretty cool card, and I think it's something worth grading for sure. So bottom to top centering looks ever so slightly off. Like it's slightly thicker than the bottom, so I would, I guess, understand if it got a 9, but it should be a nice 10. It's within 60-40 in my opinion. Like literally nothing wrong with it. So pack fresh card pulled by myself. Probably gonna keep this one for my personal collection because I don't really have any. I wouldn't even call this high end, but like higher end Japanese Pokemon cards. But yeah, very cool card. Next up, we have a Dragonite Draco Equeast. I actually picked this up from YuGiOh Trades or whatever his name is on Instagram. I can't remember, but really nice guy. He actually mispriced this on Instagram, like for his sale. I think he priced it as unlimited near mint. So I think I picked it up for like $11 or $12 including shipping. So I am pretty happy with that. Looks great to me. And honestly, I was just gonna use this as a binder copy, but because it's pretty darn clean, I figured why not submit it and see how it does. Like again, some alti stamp going on. There's like a little bit of scuffing going on the back there, a little tiny bit, I would say, nothing crazy though. So I think this has a chance at a PSA 10, and why not give it a go? So let's just slide that into the penny sleeve and then back in the top loader. I have one of these in PSA 10 already, by the way, so if this one does come back at 10, it's probably for sale. Even if it's a 9, it'll probably come back and go for sale as well. I was just going to keep it as a binder copy, like I said, but too nice to kind of pass up the grading opportunity. Next up, what do we have here? We have a Joker's Knight Collector's Rare from King's Court as well. Big fan of this card. I really do need one of the Arcana Triumph Joker as well to just finish off my set. But this texturing looks insane as well. It's not quite as good in my opinion as the Kings, Queens, and Jacks Knight, but this thing looks fantastic. And honestly, should get a PSA 10, I would say. Little tiny scuff mark there as well, but probably factory. Otherwise, looks great to me. So hoping for the 10 on this one. We'll see how it goes. Again, I don't think PSA really cares about the backs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards for some reason as much as they used to. I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, but if this gets a 10, I would be happy because it's staying in my personal collection anyways. Next up, the last card for my personal submission. This is an Elemental Hero Flame Wingman from the Rush Duel starter deck, Birth of a Hero. And of course, this is like pack fresh, beautiful copy of this card, so I'm expecting a 10. This is just for my personal collection. I know it's not going to be worth anything once it's graded. Like it's going to be like a $10 card after grading, so I'm technically losing money. It actually, I mean, it's probably going to be like a $30 to $40 card in PSA 10, I would say, but very cool card. I feel like the Rush Duel structure decks were slightly limited in their printing, so just to have one of these in an A10 would be awesome. Very well centered, nothing wrong with it, so should get a nice easy 10. And then we have a few more bangers to go over, and then we're done the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching this long. If you guys have stuck with me since the beginning, and even if you're watching on 2x speed, I fully understand because life is just busy. But we have a Summon Skull. This one actually graded a PSA 9 with me a while ago. This is for I can't remember his name on Instagram, to be honest with you. What is wrong with me? Obelisk, no, Buster the Obtainer, I think is his Instagram handle. Fellow Canadian lad, very clean card. So, like, hoping that this is good enough for a 10 this time around. It got a 9, like I said last time, but I think it's just the centering that's kind of holding it back from top or bottom to top there. But we'll see how it goes. Let's keep going. Another banger for same guy. Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. This one he has never graded before, so we'll see how this one does. MRL first. Very clean card on the front. Wow. That looks pack fresh almost. The back also looks basically pack fresh. There's a little bit of like this like cloudiness going on the back there, like a bit of like scuffing, like waxing kind of a thing. But that's probably just normal from cards of this era. Very, very clean card though. Centering looks pretty darn good too. So I'm hoping for a 10 on this one as well. This one's definitely getting upcharged. Same with the Sun and Skull if it does get a 10. Next up is a Relinquished from Magic Ruler as well. Also for Obelisk. Or Buster the Obtainer. What the heck am I saying? Obelisk. Very clean. Very, very clean. Hoping this one gets a 10 as well. I'm not sure if there's a little something going on in the top corner there, but pretty well centered, maybe slightly off top to bottom, I would say, but otherwise very nice. Would not be surprised if it got a 10 or a 9. Injection Fairy Lily. This one is also a card for him. This one's, of course, like just like every other Injection Fairy Lily, very off-centered. If it's clean otherwise, it should get a 9, but looks pretty good overall, I'd say. Like, that looks like something that could be worked on a little bit. I'll try to get that off before we send it off. And I'll have to switch the sleeve anyway, so I will remember. But probably a 9, maybe an 8 at worst, I would say. Next up, we have 5 cards, and the last 5 cards of the submission for Brandon, yeah. Another guy, another local guy who has not graded through me before, but we've done some deals in the past. I actually picked up a PSA 7 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon from him, and I did a trade with him back in the day for a PSA 9 Black Rose Dragon Starlight Rare from Lightning Overdrive. Traded him a Blue Eyes White Dragon Gross from Class 9 and PSA 9, and a... What else did I trade him? A few other things, I think, to get that Starlight Rare, which I still have in my collection. This is also another beautiful card for him from the Mythological Age. It's a Black Skull Dragon Ultimate Rare. Very nice indeed. And of course, we don't need these pull tabs anymore, by the way, guys. So if you guys are submitting through me in the future, do not include pull tabs, just penny sleeves. And if you're going to send them to me, send them in top loaders or in card savers, but we do not need these pull tabs anymore on the back of the cards. PSA does not like them. This is a Legend of Blue Eyes, basically a starter deck Yugi Series 2 layout card. Very nice. I really like this card. Very, very, very glossy on the back. Looks awesome though. It should get a 10, in all honesty. But look at that, just extended artwork. It's slightly larger than the regular Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or like the TCG cards. Very nice card. Excited to see how that one does. And then of course this Dark Magician here. This is an Asian English version. I was like, holy, you have a first ed LOB. Just laying around. He's like, nah, it's Asian English. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I've graded a couple of these already. And for my boy North Star TCG back in the day, he got 10s on both of his. So we're hoping to continue that trend and get another 10 here. This one might get upcharged as well if it does get a 10, but it's a very clean card. Like very, very clean. So I have no doubts that this will get a 10 as well. And if it doesn't, we're probably getting shafted a little bit. But very nice cards overall, guys. Like, honestly, we're going to finish off with an absolute banger. This is one of my favorite Starlight Rares of all time. This is the Dark Magicians. And I just love this card. It's such a cool artwork and such a cool modern card. The M is kind of like missing some ink there. So I'm not sure I don't think that'll affect anything, to be honest with you, but it's a Starlight Rare. It should get a 10. In all honesty, like, not a lot of Starlights don't get 10s. Little tiny something going on up there, maybe. Like, you can kind of see that touch of whitening, but, and then maybe down here. But I don't know. It looks pretty good overall. And I'm assuming that this will also get a PSA 10. So that's the end of this mission, guys. I love this card. I have a PSA 10 myself, and I'm hoping that everybody does really well in it. Like I said, we have 75 cards in total. We're going to ship them off today, hopefully, if I have some time. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how everything, how long it takes to get back from PSA. Hopefully in the next month, maybe 5 weeks, like I said. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and I will see you all next time. Peace.